I still love the car. It's an amazing vehicle. If I had to give it a rating after my first month, I'd probably say What's up, guys? Another episode today. Thank you so much for watching my last video. Anyone who was actually interested in learning a little bit more about the Model 3, you can click below. I'll post a link in the comment box. You can go ahead and check that out. Today we're talking about something a little bit different. I bought my Model 3 December 17th. Today's, I think it's December 8th or December 9th, something like that. And I want to talk about my almost a month of ownership and, after the whole wow phase. As some people call it, and tell you some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like. I've done a good bit of driving. As you can see, I've got about 2,800 miles on my car. But obviously, as you can see, I've done a good bit of driving. So my experiences are definitely of someone who's driven the car a good bit. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, share this channel to your friends. I'm making videos for you guys. Help me get to 10K so I can consistently keep putting out more and more content. And DM me on Instagram what you think I should wrap my car. Because that time is coming up really soon and I'm still thinking of some ideas that I want to wrap the car. But first and foremost, the thing I want to talk about that everyone cares about the most is range, right? So the topic of range is typically, the big topic of conversation when it comes to buying a car, because you want to be able to drive a certain amount of miles without either, having to fill up, or in this case, driving an electric car, having to charge. So, the 2020 Model 3 Performance gives you 310 miles of range, which, like I've said in my previous video, it's not realistic because I have the bigger wheels. So you get about 270 miles of range. And one of the things I will say is when driving this car is not practical for long distance. And I know it's crazy. There's charging stations. There's everywhere you can go. But it's not practical, and I'm gonna give you an example why. So I got my car December 17th, and for Christmas break I decided to go visit one of my buddies in Jersey. So started in Raleigh, drove straight up to Jersey, and typically if I was driving a gas vehicle, it would take me around 8 hours, right? You would stop about twice for, let's say, about 10 minutes. You stop, you go into Wawa, you grab some food, something like that. Driving my Model 3, it took me 12 hours. Now, yes, 12 hours. Oh gosh. 12 hours to get to Jersey. Holy crap! And I'm gonna tell you why. Every time I stopped, I had to stop for about 55 minutes, just because my battery was so depleted. When you have the air conditioning on in your car during long distance drives, it sucks your battery faster. Every time I stopped for about 55 minutes at a charging station, which is pretty cool because they're in areas where you can get food, like Panera. Like the first time I stopped, I grabbed Panera. The second time I stopped, I was at a Wawa, which is pretty cool. Wawa is like a northeastern gas station that has amazing subs. If you guys love hoagies, like Wawa, pay me for this, but definitely make sure you grab a hoagie from Wawa. It's like absolutely nuts. And it just took way too long. I mean, I was literally on the road at 11 o'clock and I legitimately didn't get to my boy's house till about like 10:30, which is nuts. 10:30 at night. And I literally was on the road all day, which isn't enjoyable. Now, if you're a patient person and you like, if you don't mind sitting in the car for an hour when you're on a long distance trip and you really don't got nowhere to go, there's nothing wrong with it. But for me, I'm not really the most patient person. And I was just trying to get to my boy's house so we could make it to dinner, which I didn't make dinner at all because I was just incredibly late. But this car could make sense. Now, with that being said, The Model 3 is amazing in the city. Like, capital A for amazing. Like, probably one of the best cars you could have in the city when it comes to convenience, drives to work or short commutes, 30 minutes to an hour or something like that. The car is absolutely phenomenal. I'll give you an example. I was driving to work. My work commute is about 30 minutes. And driving this car, I'm able to sit in the morning and go on autopilot, in which I could be on my phone. I could listen to podcasts. I could take a lot of the stress that people typically have from driving off of my hands, which is pretty cool. Now, please do not do this. Do not be on. If anyone who owns the car, don't follow my lead and be on your phone, because I don't want to hear anything on the news or from the feds saying, "Hey, Bijon, you're advising people to literally be on their phone and text while they're in autopilot." No, do not do that. Another thing that I want to talk about is the paint. So we're gonna work our way outside. This is one of the things I think Tesla didn't do right. Obviously, Tesla does everything great from the performance point, from how it looks on the outside. It looks phenomenal, but the paint is super, super cheap. I decided just to go with the regular white or black paint just because I knew that I was gonna wrap it. If you're gonna wrap your car, just keep the paint white or black. You're gonna have chips like this one. So I've got my car under 30 days ago, and I have this little chip right here. I honestly have no idea where it came from. Maybe I hit a rock or something, but it's actually crazy. Like, how much people's, Tesla's chip. If you look on YouTube, if you search Tesla paint chip, you'll see probably 100 videos of people's cars chip the hell out. So I definitely suggest just going the regular way, getting a wrap, or if you are gonna keep your white paint, definitely put a ceramic coat on top of it. Ceramic is what protects it. So not only should you use the ceramic your seats like I did, but use the ceramic outside of the car. Whenever you decide either you're gonna keep the white or you're gonna wrap it. Even if you wrap, put ceramic on top of the wrap. I don't know if you guys remember, but in my first video I talked about how I was gonna get tint, and I did. I got tint. I did 25% tint all around. Obviously the top is like limo tint, so it's super, super dark. In the nighttime, it like works perfect. Even though I have white seats, you literally cannot see inside the car. Honestly, I don't like people seeing me.
You can't see me. You can't see me.
You shouldn't like people seeing you either, so definitely get some tints. They're pretty affordable. Range anywhere from 100 to 300 bucks. But it's definitely something you want to do. Also, like I just talked about, getting Ceramic Pro on your seats. You can't see Ceramic Pro, it's like a clear coat, but I have a buddy who has Ceramic Pro on his seats, and he's driven probably 65,000 miles in his car, and you cannot see any sort of wear and tear. So no blue jean scuffs. If you drop coffee, you can literally just wipe it right out. I definitely suggest getting Ceramic Pro on your seats. That'll range you anywhere between 200 to about 350 bucks, depending on the state, depending on who's doing it. Your prices will typically range from there. So if that's something that you want to do, definitely start budgeting for that right now, so you know the appropriate costs. But as you can see, even the interior of my seats are super white, man. I take good care of it. I plan on taking good care of it, and I'll probably do another round of ceramic coating when I hit about 30,000 miles or so, just to make sure that I keep the durability and everything up there. My advice to you guys: you have a vehicle, take care of it, treat it like an actual asset. People ask all the time, I've been getting questions, comments, tweets, how often do I charge? And I think this question is very unique depending on your driving situation. I drive a good bit. I'd say my average commute is about 40 or 50 miles a day, typically. Sometimes lower, sometimes more. And I will tell you that I charge right now every 2 days.
What you talking about?
Which is pretty crazy in comparison to my gas car that I had, where I was getting gas every like 4 or 5 days. Now, I know how that may sound startling, but I do not have home charging, so which means I don't have a home charger when I come home to charge my car to full every day. I definitely suggest, if you have a garage and you have a Tesla or thinking about getting a Tesla, make sure you get home charging. If you don't get home charging, your experience isn't going to be as good. Granted, I don't mind it because my charging station is about a mile from my house. But if there's just times where you just want to go home or you want to chill, you don't want to charge your car for 40 minutes, you're not going to like your experience as much. Even though you're driving around the city, you may have 300 miles of range. There's just so many things that factor into your range. How fast you're driving, the air, you know, how is the air super cold? Is it super hot? How cold is it outside? How hard does the car have to work in order to warm up, cool down? There's just so many factors that you can't control, or that you can kind of control about what factors your range, that I think it's just very important to get home charging set up and just knock that cost out the way. I think it's about $1,000 or $2,000 if you have a garage, which isn't bad. So if you own a house, it's definitely the move. I don't own my home right now, so I have not bought home charging just because I'm not going to, you know, pay for something that I can't keep. But when I do purchase a home in the future, that's definitely something I'm going to get, because I personally think I'll probably have a daily driver Tesla forever. I'll have other cars, but I'll always have a daily driver Tesla. I just love the car. I love how it works. I love the usability. I love how nimble the Model 3 is. And it's not heavy at all, which is super efficient. Let's say December 14th or December 15th, something like that. And they're still under 1,000 2020 model performance Model 3s out right now. You won't start seeing a bunch of them till about March. Don't ask me how I know, but trust me, I know. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. I really appreciate you checking out this video. I hope this helps anyone who's trying to either purchase a Model 3, already has a Model 3 for a couple of weeks, someone who's interested in buying a Model 3 within the year and wants to know, you know, how is the car after a month? How is the car after a couple of weeks? Is there anything that I should be looking forward to doing, etc? Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I'm dropping videos every week, like literally popsicle sticks, popsicle sticks, popsicle sticks, popsicle sticks.
What you talking about?
I don't even know why. Dropping videos every week, and I appreciate you guys tuning in.